on, and long live Blood Bowl!
Yes, that's right, Jim. Another exciting encounter is about to get underway.
Should be a classic, Bob. I spoke to the ref earlier on, and he says he'll be looking to keep a low profile. There really is a yawning gap between these two teams today.
No contest.
The supporters don't seem too worried. In fact, they're looking forward to the match.
The ball goes skywards and the match is on. The player has got the ball, and now he's the main target. Poetry in motion.
What we'd like to see
More often. Without his armor, that player could have been hurt.
But it hurts. I can hear the scream.
Every now and again, Blood Bowl throws up a real mixed bag of a team.
Like the motley horde that's made up of a bunch of misfits.
Yeah, can't be easy to coach those cast-offs every day of the week.
It seems this player does all the talking with the fists.
And they clearly know how to get heard. Boom! In the face, and then followed by a clean uppercut. Well done!
We don't see much of the heroes of law these days.
No, I don't know.
For any spectators who aren't aware, the heroes of law hope to show the world a better way by honest, strategic play on the pitch.
It's probably a good thing we don't see them. side seems to be in two minds about what to do about the player lying prone on the pitch.
Yeah, they don't know whether to send on a stretcher or a coffin. Nice left punch, right on the nose.
Sure was, Jim. It's broken now.
We are especially lucky that nowadays necromancy is allowed.
Not too sure that the other teams are that thrilled.
That's the point, Bob.
Ah, yes. It's thrilling, Jim.
Finally, there's one that lets his biceps do the talking.
Yeah, but from his opponent's point of view, it was a short conversation.
Ew, here we go, Nurgle style again, Bob.
Who can argue with some high-quality infectious foul play, Jim?
Indeed, Bob. Sure is funny to see the opposition trying to stay healthy when they play against a Nurgle team.
That's true, Jim. I think we're lucky commentating and watching the game from afar, Jim. Ouch! Oh, he's knocked him senseless.
You're assuming, then, that he had something between his ears to begin with. Looks like there was some bad blood between those two, eh, Bob?
Yeah, Jim. Something to do with swapped body parts. He's recovered the ball. No doubt Tom Landry, the Necromancer, is the most famous undead coach out there.
Of course, Bob. He's the head coach of Champions of Death.
Not only that, Jim, he was the first Necromancer to resurrect a dozen skeletons and give them knowledge of the game, a trend that was quickly followed.
And don't forget, children, don't try and do this at home. Remember, these are seasoned professionals.
Well, one of them is anyway. Yep, upside down. That's one way to look at things.
What does RIP stand for, anyway?
Repose in pieces?
Hold still and then pow! Right in the face. can't say much about that.
Full-blooded, but perfectly legal.
The referees guild has decided to hire a bodyguard for each game.
Another brilliant idea. And just how effective will one bodyguard be against a stadium full of supporters?
True, could be a bit one-sided. He checked that move.
Made him look stupid, you mean? Did you know the Nurgle rotters went missing in the Sea of Ice in '88?
That's right, Bob. They drifted for years, all the players frozen stiff in huge blocks of ice.
Until some local fishermen boarded the vessel and brought it southwards. Once defrosted, they were quickly back in business.
That's right, Bob. By the time the boat arrived back to shore, the crew had become devoted fans, and the ship's cat transformed into a beast of Nurgle. It looks like nothing can stop the Nurgle's rotters.
Right in the face. The other guy couldn't dodge that one. You have to be counted to 10 to be officially knocked out.
In his case, I think they could count to 5,000, and it wouldn't change a thing.
There was a time when the colleges of magic hadn't yet ruled on limiting wizard assistance to teams.
Who could forget the infamous 2472 Quagmire incident, when rampant spellcasting caused the entire Bright Crusader Stadium to sink into the earth?
Nobody could forget that. People were blinded for miles around the stadium.
Ouch! That punch knocked his teeth down his throat.
Yes, Jim. That's never a nice sight.
Wizards have not always been able to cast spells safely from behind the sidelines. Were you playing at the time in an Albion League, a second division that prohibited spellcasting from off the pitch?
Oh, yes. They were great times. I remember fans traveling to games just to see how well Wizards stood up to the mad charge of a raving Blood Bowl star. The noise created by a sizzling fireball, followed by the characteristic sound of the snapping of a wizard's neck.
He throws his first punch.
We know the opponent will be out for lunch. Luckily for him, he's in a coma.
Yeah, but I think it will still be hurting when he comes round in a day or two. Today's insight comes from Jaime Schnippel, coach and owner of the Goblin Lowdown Rats team. In yesterday's Spike magazine, he said that Blood Bowl was like war. No winners, just survivors.
Oh, that's deep. About as deep as his team's position in the rankings.
Wow, I can tell you straight, that hurts. If you were going to spoil the whole world, I'm going to get snacks.
That's it. The ball's in play. There's gonna be trouble.
Look! They walk! They make noises! They score touchdowns!
Yes, Bob. They are old, undead Blood Bowl players. What did you expect?
Jim, it still just surprises me each time I see them on the pitch.
Ogres.
Brilliant sidekick to the face. Let's see that again in slow motion.
The blood will never clot if he keeps running around like that. Right on the schmozzle.
He'll have a bit of trouble blowing his nose from now on. I've heard of teams that have simply disappeared after being abandoned by their supporters.
Let's say that some teams who haven't won a match for several years have been tied up by their fans and thrown into rubbish containers.
It's the only way to end a downward spiral.
That face job is a lot cheaper than a plastic surgeon.
I don't know if he planned it, but it won't do him any harm in the looks department.
Now there's one that won't be coming back in a hurry. Typical of the referee. The players just get warmed up and he brings them off the field.
I reckon that several players will appreciate a few minutes rest. Doping is really endemic in this sport.
Isn't it written into the game rules? The players are ready. That's one regulation clobbering. Did you hear about the Evil Gits? The team that is made up of the mix of evil players?
Their fans won the Most Evil Supporters of the Year award. Fully merited from what I've seen.
He's got the ball! right hook was worthy of a Black Hawk.
You're telling me it'll take a while to get over it.
Just look at the fans. They're red hot. A majority of supporters reckon that the league should take measures to prevent the small minority of peaceful fans from watching a match from the terraces.
They've got a point. If they don't want to join in the fun, they might as well stay home and watch it on Cablevision. What violence!
Yes, it's a great spectacle, Bob.
You think he'll be able to get up after that blow, Jim?
Oh, yes. He's not the sort to stay down.
In a game as physical as this, the player is really in the right place.
Exactly. It's really ugly.
The Blood Bowl annals are littered with the stories of teams who've gone bust with crippling debts.
And with the cost of doping and bribery on the rise, the problem won't be going away. Well, that's one with a good reason to go see the apothecary.
Yep, looks like he's gonna need a good one.
One of the most unsportsmanlike Nurgle teams out there is the Decayed Renegade.
Oh, yeah, Jim. And they have a large appetite for foul play.
Let's hope for some of that action today, Bob.
Indeed, Jim.
I don't know if he really liked that uppercut.
He may not have liked it, but he certainly ate it.
This player was really strong. Do you think they have some troll blood in them?
Could be. Or maybe his opponent shouldn't speak that way about the family.
Oh, yay! The living dead!
Now, I've always wondered if an undead player can die.
Of course they can, Bob.
Really, Jim?
Just look at the way his feet and hands are twitching.
The punch is still echoing round his body. Blood Bowl is reputedly the toughest of all sports.
So they say. But it really only comes down to taking a few hits.
Touchdown coming up. Let's go, guys.
Off together now.
One more touchdown.
They've decided to step up again. And they're off!
Back in the days, there were no undead teams.
Could you perhaps explain why to the fans at home, Jim?
Well, it's simple. There wasn't anyone around to raise the dead yet, Bob.
No, sorry, too complicated for me.
This player has opened the slapping box and gives rather generous. Something must be broken.
Probably nose, few teeth, an arm. You know, regular stuff.
Reminds me of when I took Griff to bits in the 91 final against Reichman.
Oh, yeah. You kneecapped him.
The pitch is no place to lie down for a sleep.
After an uppercut like that, he doesn't have any choice.
brilliant side kick to the face. Let's see that again in slow motion.
Look over there. Some cute little elf beauties are selling big moot sandwiches in the stands.
Hey, I'm off to get one. I'll be back in 5 minutes.
And so now you like big moot sandwiches?
Ah, no way! A little elf beauty, yeah.
What? Right on the schmozzle.
He'll have a bit of trouble blowing his nose from now on. He didn't react fast enough there.
No, to be effective, you've got to get your retaliation in first. Well, that's one with a good reason to go see the apothecary.
Yep, looks like he's gonna need a good one.
As soon as he throws his first punch.
We know the opponent will be out for lunch. A recent medical report stated that cerebral hemorrhages were less frequent in Blood Bowl players. Amazing when you come to think of it.
Not really, when you consider that brains are also less frequent. That face job is a lot cheaper than a plastic surgeon.
I don't know if he planned it, but it won't do him any harm in the looks department.
Did you know most teams are jealous of the Undead teams?
Why is that, Jim?
Apparently, Tom Landry, in a rare interview, stated it is because their players don't stop playing when they die.
Well, that makes sense.
You can't say much about that.
Full-blooded but perfectly legal. Poetry in motion.
What we'd like to see
More often.
Nice left punch, right on the nose.
Sure was, Jim. It's broken now.
Nurgle. Why are Nurgle teams always so popular, Bob?
Because all their fans are infected, Jim.
That right hook was worthy of a black orc.
You're telling me it'll take a while to get over it.
There's one that lets his biceps do the talking.
Yeah, but from his opponent's point of view, it was a short conversation. Corruption is so widespread that the Referees Guild has set up rules concerning where, when, and how one can accept a bribe.
Under an agreement signed last season, clubs are not allowed to offer less than the going rate. He checked that move.
Made him look stupid, you mean? Perfect catch! He's winding back his arm.
Bang!
On target!
And don't forget, children, don't try and do this at home. Remember, these are seasoned professionals.
Well, one of them is anyway. There was a time when the colleges of magic hadn't yet ruled on limiting wizard assistants to teams.
Who could forget the infamous 2472 Quagmire incident, when rampant spellcasting caused the entire Bright Crusaders Stadium to sink into the earth?
Nobody could forget that. People were blinded for miles around the stadium. Go, 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 go!
Down, boy, just take the pills. Another touchdown. They really have their hands on the match now.
Well, the opposite team just doesn't know how to play. The ball's in play.
Clean take. Take up there, nothing to say.
And I don't have any remark to add, my friend.
Doping is really endemic in this sport.
Isn't it written into the game rules?
That's what happens when a pro crosses an amateur.
Yes, splodge. I doubt that he'll be taking any further part in the match.
No, I'd say that the apothecary had his work cut out for him.
I don't know if he really liked that uppercut.
He may not have liked it, but he certainly ate it.
In a game as physical as this, the player is really in the right place.
Exactly, it's really Ew, slime balls, diseases, rotting flesh. To some, it's a beautiful sight, Bob.
Don't forget the smell, Jim.
Oh, really? Thanks for reminding me. I didn't notice that pungent, acrid stench of death and bile. God, bleh!
I think he's singing him a lullaby.
They took the opposition to pieces in what was a very clinical operation.
I'm not sure that I'd call ripping off arms clinical.
That's what fans pay out good money to see.
Yeah, and that high mark is fully justified. Some teams put too much emphasis on their physical presence, but Blood Bowl is more than a fight.
There's a ball out there, dummies.